Man, so usually I have a lot of segments and a lot of topics when I put out certain content and shit when it comes to my episodes, but I wish I had time to add it on to the last segment, and I really wasn't thinking about it because it was still kind of fresh, and it seemed like it had been more talked about in the past few days, but actually somebody wanted me to touch on it. And then once I posted that, I think a couple more was like, yeah, I think you should do it. So I'm going to do it. And plus, it's more content. Why not stay consistent? Why not keep doing my thing? But we got to jump in. Since I did sports on the last one, I just started back doing sports on the last jump. We got to hop into the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. We got to hop into all of that, right? So without further ado, let's get into it, Now, I want to be very clear what I'm about to say, as just not just as no black dude who support black women and fuck with black women, but just as a former hooper, right? Former coach and all of that, who feels like motherfuckers be getting slighted and all of that. So, for one, I want to thank Caitlin Clark for being one of the, the forefront people for the game of women's basketball, because at the end of the day, some of y'all might not like it, but Shawty is part of that group that changed it. Me personally, I just don't think she the only one who helped change it. She was a big part of it, don't get it twisted. And that's partially due to the fact, well, not partially, it's a lot due to the fact that she the next great white hope. That don't take away from her game. I think Shawty cold. She hooping like a motherfucker. But I've been watching basketball a lot of my life, women basketball included. I've seen a lot of great women come up in basketball, bro. Whether it's college, WNBA, high school, like, hell, a woman taught me the game, how to really play basketball. My cousin, Demetrius Pryor, Central High School, all district, all region, you know what I'm saying? D1, went to NAIA and won the national championship with Lambeth University. Went to go Indiana Fever to try out before she got pregnant. Getting pregnant in women's basketball is like getting your knee injured in men's basketball. It's kind of equivalent to an injury, but you giving new life. So it ain't really nothing wrong with it, but it just take you out the game. So that's who taught me the game, and hell, she one of the reasons why I fell in love with the game. So I can never disrespect women's basketball and what I'd all been seen and just owe it all to a white woman. Yeah, shawty cold. Like I said, I don't want to take that from her, and I don't want to make it seem like she ain't one of the reasons why the WNBA is turned up how it is now. But on the flip side to it, she ain't the only reason why a nigga was tapped in these past few years about college basketball. Like I said, she was a big part of it, but you got to think about it. Angel Reese, Flage and them, Don Staley, Cardozo, South Carolina and them, Rakia Jackson, Tennessee and the crew. You know what I'm saying? Paige Beckers was coming back from injury. She was the fucking truth. She was the one who was talked about before all this Caitlin Clark shit popped off last season. That was the next big thing in women's basketball, was Paige Buckets, aka Paige Beckers. You understand me? From UConn. She was the one who was next up before she coughed them injuries, them knee injuries. You feel me? If you really was, like I said, niggas don't be tuned in to women's college basketball like that. So, you know how it go. But yeah, it's like, but that's what it was. So it was never just Caitlin Clark. She just was a big part of it, because, like I said, just like how Steph Curry, with his shooting, making ability, and just changed the game, excited the game, she did the same thing for women's basketball. But to sit up here and act like she the only one, and she the only reason why motherfuckers tapped in, yeah, she might be the only reason why her people tapped in. And I ain't even trying to make this no race war, bro. I'm just keeping it 100. And I'm just speaking from a perspective of a black man and a nigga who watch ball, who been watching basketball his whole fucking life. Women's, men's, any of that. Like I just named all these players. I ain't even bring up Juju Watkins and all of them. Like, that what made women's basketball really turned up. Caitlin was just a big part of it. But to make her seem like she the only reason why this shit popping off, that's kind of unfair, man. And like I said, when you have a great white player, and they actually great, and change the game, you know them white folks gonna make it 10 times more than what it should be. What if she getting hurt in the game? What if she getting pushed around? And now they want to make a big deal out of it. I guarantee if she was a black woman getting pushed down, it'd just be another. It don't even matter if the black girl was a rookie. Hell, it could have been Angel Reese or Cardozo or anybody. Motherfuckers wouldn't have made a big deal out of this shit, is what I'm saying. But like I said, Caitlin Clark, she the great white hope. And when they come to, basketball, they ain't got a lot of great white hopes, bruh. So they gotta get it while it's hot. And they getting it while it's hot. But if you know the game of basketball, you know she gonna be held for years to come. But baby girl ain't there yet. How people trying to make it seem. She's brought eyes to the sport, but these other young women have brought eyes to the sport too. Like if you've been watching WNBA, you've been tapped into Asia Wilson. Man, that girl cold as a motherfucker. Like it's so many women that I can name. Like that's been putting on. Like even back then when I was tapped into WNBA, Maya Moore, probably damn near still one of the greatest women basketball players I ever seen. Damn near number one still, until maybe Asia turn up, or to these other young girls may turn up later on in their career and fill up a whole stat sheet throughout their career, win championships, MVPs. But I ain't see too many coming like Maya Moore. So I think that's why a lot of these women in the WNBA get jealous, especially black women, because shit, they paved the way. They put in so much work. But I do agree with what Stephen A. had said, though, as far as it's not fair, but instead of showing your hand by showing so much anger and that you don't like it, shit, take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? And that just is what it is. I know some of y'all don't like the sound of that. She is part of the reason why more lights is getting brought to the WNBA. Like I said, it ain't just her, but she is part of the reason. Motherfuckers do have to understand that she ain't the only reason, though. I think that's maybe why some of these women get a little, you know what I'm saying, get a little upset, because it's just like, damn, why I just act like she just that and that, like. And I want to agree with them because, like I said, it ain't just about, you know what I'm saying, it ain't just that. It's way more shit, like way more dynamics that comes to helping the women's sports out for the past few seasons. Like I said, speaking for me, and I'm speaking for a few others, I was on the timeline. We weren't just tapping in women's college basketball just to see Caitlin Clark. It'd be one like, okay, Caitlin ain't hooping. Shit, let's go see Angel play. Shit, let's see South Carolina play. Shit, let's see Tennessee play. Shit, let's see Juju and USC hoop now. Like, it's so many great women. Like, white girl helped bring eyes on it, but it's so many talented women that they kept our eyes glued in just about them being the truth. It ain't just happened from a white girl that shoot like Curry. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. I can't give it to her. I can give her credit that she a big part of it. Hell yeah. I ain't gonna deny that. Hell nah. I ain't gonna deny that. Because Indiana got the arena sold out. So she did that. I gotta give Shawty that. I gotta give Shawty the utmost credit and respect for that. And I know she don't even feel the type of way that the white media, the white folks feel. Like, she probably just like, this shit really ain't a big deal. Like, it is what it is. Cool. Only thing I'm gonna say about that is her teammates. Where the fuck are y'all? Like, I ain't saying, it's motherfuckers get roughed up. It's sports. That shit ain't shit. I don't think motherfuckers intentionally trying to hurt her. Because I think motherfuckers with a brain that do play against her, I think they do recognize, hey, Shawty done brought some revenue to this motherfucker. We getting paid. It's more benefits gonna be going on for women's sports for years to come, just off the young women. But like I said, to me personally, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark in the national championship last season, that shit was coming like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. That shit changed women's sports forever and just made it grow to where it's going now. Like a couple years ago, bro, we weren't getting all this media coverage on WNBA. So, like I said, for the black women that feel like y'all not getting y'all just due, and y'all not, in spite of them giving her all the credit. But I do want y'all to understand, play the game how it's played, baby. You feel me? Play the game how it's played. Take advantage of this shit. Don't get mad. Don't show your hand and I always want to get jealous or whatever word I can use for that shit. Take advantage of this opportunity that has been given. that the league is growing before y'all very eyes. Appreciate that. More money, more charter planes, more sponsorships, just more everything. The women's game is growing. But like I said, it ain't just because of Caitlin Clark. I fuck with Shawty. I fuck with Shawty game. I'm just a fan of greatness, so I ain't hating on Shawty. But she is not the only reason why I tapped in to women's basketball. Like I said, I've been tapped in. I've been watching women. I've been watching my cousin AU tournaments. So it's like, nigga like me been tapped in. But when we just talking about the last few seasons of women basketball, period, it's been so many young, talented women that's been cold as fuck that a nigga been like, damn, like, that young girl Full Willie, she ain't even coming out to the draft in another couple years. But even when I was looking at her in the NCAA tournament, I'm like, man, she a dog. She gonna be there. It's like, it's so many. Flage still, it's so many. Juju Watt, it's so many women, bro. Then you got Paige Beckers coming back to UConn. It's so many women that make a nigga want to tap in and really watch it. Like, it has grown, and I'm happy to see women's sports, women's basketball growing, period. But I would never give it just to one person. Like, one person ain't responsible for all the success that's happened in women's college basketball. Angel Reese definitely had a hand in it. You know what I'm saying? All these women that we was talking about, just shit. We can even bring up the other white girl that went to Stanford that played for the Sparks now. Cameron Brink. Like, they ain't bringing her name up, but all these women, bro, in the past few years helped make basketball to what it is. But I honestly can say, and I honestly feel that last season, not this past season, but last season, Iowa versus LSU for the championship, that was the modern day women's Larry versus Bird that changed women basketball forever for the better. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just because of Kayla, and I think that's why Angel Reese kind of felt how she felt. You feel me? Because she like, hell, I had a hand in this shit too. And she did. And baby, you got a right to feel that fucking way. Because you was a part of this shit. And more folks tuned in because you did this. And you turned up on her, and you turned up on white girl when she was doing that to everybody else. And you took her ass down. So motherfuckers became a fan of you just off the strength of that. And whether that's dense, whether that's shallow, it still brought more people to the game of women basketball. It still brought more supporters, bro. And at the end of the day, that's what the WNBA been wanting. Like I said, just like NBA, just like any other sports and entertainment industry, it's going to be good press and it's going to be bad press. But you want the press. You want all this attention on y'all. The WNBA ain't never had this much attention ever. So whether it's good publicity, bad publicity, you got to take this shit how it coming to you. Because it's still going to make revenue. It's still going to make money. It's still going to make money. And that's the point of this shit. The point is growing women's sports, bro. But me personally, I think y'all need to stop giving all credit to one person. She was just so happy to be. And like I said, she a great shooter. She can score, good playmaker, good team, all of that. Like, she brought a lot of eyes on it. But being the great white hope, knowing that they ain't got no motherfuckers they can just call the greatest in their sport, in anything, except for maybe football and shit like, and they quarterback and all that shit. But even then, we still run that sport. We run basketball. So when you got a motherfucker like, and they motherfucker can't claim Luka and motherfucking Jokic. Them motherfuckers is real deal Euros, Slovenia, all that type shit, Serbia, and all them motherfuckers was barely speaking English before they came over here. So they ain't white. They can't call on them as they great white hope. So they finally got one. So she finna automatically make all of them tune in. So instead of y'all getting jealous of that, fuck that. Bring it on. Bring more eyes to this shit. And then you get on her ass when y'all play her. That's how you do that. You know what I'm saying? But don't show your hand, act like you, because it's going to seem like you bitter. When I know y'all not, I know with a feeling where you feel like you put in all this work, but one motherfucker come along and now they just get all the credit. I get it. I understand, y'all. But what I'm saying is, this how that world goes, especially in media with white people. So just take advantage of all this money, all this attention that's coming to women's basketball now. And do y'all shit. You feel me? Do y'all shit unapologetically and keep going, bro. Keep going, keep balling. Cause it ain't gonna do nothing. Money ain't gonna do nothing but keep growing. More TV contracts coming. Cause like I said, folks been talking about y'all on TV for the past few months. It ain't never happened like this on ESPN, Fox. Now everybody talking about y'all. So as the women's game grow, the money grow, the benefits grow. So I want y'all women who play in the league to just think about this. It's gonna open up more opportunities for y'all. And that don't mean she the best player in the WNBA. Hell, she might not ever be the best player in the WNBA. But she helped bring eyes and more money. And if this bring you more money, more opportunities, but you know you still better than her, shit, you should be alright with it. You should be cool with it. Fuck trying to get the credit on something. Fuck getting the credit on something. Just make sure you do it right when the opportunity is presented to you. You feel me? That's it. That's all. But I definitely don't want one person getting this credit when it's been a whole group of young women within the past 2 to 3 seasons, 4 seasons that have made women's basketball something to never forget, made all of us tap in. But it damn sure ain't happened just because of no white woman. I can't give y'all that much. I can't give you that much credit, CC. You a cold motherfucker though. You bad motherfucker. And you a rookie. You got a long way to go. You gonna be hell to deal with. But it wasn't just you. It was a whole group. So shout out Caitlin Clark though. You know what I'm saying? But outside of her, shout out Angel Reese. Shout out Cameron Brink. Shout out Juju Watkins. Shout out Paige. Like all women that made me tap in. That was had me watching, had me on my seat. Cadeau, everybody, Don Staley, the coach, Don, they just had me, and all of them had me intrigued, bro. And I was just happy that women's basketball is growing. Cause I grew up kind of around it, watching my girl cousins always play. Cause them was the athletes in basketball before it came to me that my folks came to see. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of dope to see it growing, to see it to where it was and to where it is now. You know what I'm saying? So, hey.